The United States is one of the biggest markets for track and field in the world, with nearly 50 million avid runners in almost every high school in the country having a track and field team. The arena is filled with talented sprinters. Unfortunately, elite level competition doesn't draw audiences in the States as it does in Europe. Especially in non-Olympic years, the sport faces a major concern with drawing spectators to the stadiums. However, during the recently concluded World Athletics Championships, the American viewership saw a surge in track and field. Expert coach Rob tagged Sydney McLaughlin-Levon as a major reason. In a YouTube video that aired on October 1, 2025, track and field expert coach Rob proposed an idea to save track and field in the USA. A pro track and field league. Yes, a league, one that is aimed for the American market. So, I'll be real with you. The primary goal is to put American athletes in it, he said. The track pundit didn't mean to exclude international athletes, but stressed that the pro league should mainly target Americans. He backed this up by pointing out that how McLaughlin-Levon was able to create a hype about world championships in USA. He added, in the American market, nobody cares about the world. The only reason some people know a world championships happen is because Sydney McLaughlin-Levon ran as fast as she did. Broke a championship record, another gold medal. She's already a world record holder. That right there was the moment when some people found out there were the world championships. Nothing else that the Americans did was widely celebrated in the sports community. While Rob's words stand true, it is also important to mention that Harry Richardson did beat Sydney in terms of views. While Richardson's 4x100 meter relay garnered as high as 2.1 m views on NBC Sports, and McLaughlin-Levon's 4x400 meter anchor had just 125K views in 8 days. Meanwhile, the video that showed Noah Lyles winning the 4x100 meter relay at the Tokyo World Championships had only 438K views in the same time span. Considering the same, Coach Rob then highlighted what went wrong during the World Championships. He talked about how the race was aired on tape delay as per him to land a real TV deal. Competitions need to be scheduled at a time that works. So, American athletes actually take them seriously without clashing with the World Championships. Right now, outdoor track and field revolves around World Championships and the Olympics. And no one in the sports ecosystem wants to get in the way. We're going to have to get real because you don't get paid what you're worth. You get paid what you negotiate. Wise words from the coach. He further mentioned that the only way to earn money is by actually performing. And when athletes do, there needs to be enough TV coverage to make that investment worthwhile. Coach Rob wanted two things cleared: A, TV deal and navigating the track calendar dominated by Worlds and Olympics, which U.S. sports largely ignore. Coach Rob's idea of a league that can save track and field. The league that I would propose is a 6-team track and field league. Yes, I said. It's teams. And with those teams, we're going to have men and women, 21 men, 21 women. So essentially 42 people on the roster. Yes, you can have minimum sum of Most of these athletes are going to have minimum contracts, Rob said. He also proposed that this league should take place during the indoor track season so that athletes can give their time to Diamond League, Continental Tour, and more outdoor events. Regarding the league format, he said that the number of regular season meets along with a championship were likely to amount to 5 events on television involving American athletes. Every team would play 3 times, but not every athlete would reach the final. He described the layout of the meet. There would be 2 meets of all 6 teams, only through the 6 indoor lanes, 1 at the beginning and 1 at the end of the season. The 2 midterm meet will have but 3 teams. The others will have a bye week. Athletes in various track and field events would be included in each team, making a complete track and field league. Concerning team balance, he said it would be relatively even, but the talent would be focused in some events. In terms of salaries, Rob said that there would be a max contract, probably 1 male and 1 female athlete on 1 team. It all comes down to the owner of the team, who must be rich enough to finance the league and keep it running all through the season. I got a whole bunch of cost-saving measures that are coming in a moment. You're about to hear them. In general, the season would probably start if we ran it in 2025, to use real dates, probably around January 11th. Around the same time they did the Clemson invite. And it would have ended probably in February, right around when we did Milrose, he said. The 2025 indoor track season in the U.S. for elite athletes began on January 11, 2025, with a Clemson Invitational held at the Clemson Indoor Track and Field Complex in Clemson, South Carolina. The season concluded on February 8, 2025 with the 117th Milrose Games at the Armory. Tokyo World Athletics Championships was deafening. Yet beneath the glory of record-breaking runs and breathtaking finishes, an uncomfortable truth still lingered. Track and field is fighting for its survival in the global sports arena. Despite being one of the most historic Olympic sports, its struggle for mainstream attention and long-term relevance has been evident for years. Now, an American coach known for his sharp insights and passion for the sport has stepped forward to share a vision. In a recent sit-down with journalists, Coach Daniel Hughes, a fictional character representing the voice of many in the coaching world, revealed exactly how athletes like Sydney McLaughlin, Levon, Noah Lee, Mondo Duplantis, and Sha'Carri Richardson can do more than win medals. They can rescue track and field itself. The talent is there. The storytelling isn't. The truth is, Coach Hughes began, we don't lack stars. We have Sydney, who's rewriting what's humanly possible in the 400-meter hurdles. We have Lyles, whose charisma can light up a stadium. We have Mondo, a once-in-a-generation pole varsity. What we lack is the ability to package their greatness in a way that captures the everyday fan. His voice was steady, almost like he was lecturing young athletes at practice. Football and basketball don't just show the games. They sell the drama, the rivalries, the personalities. Track must do the same. Hughes stressed that the sports narratives need to breathe outside the Olympic cycle. The average fan only tunes in every 4 years. That's not enough. We need to give them a reason to care on a Tuesday night in April. Sydney. As the face of consistency. Coach Hughes pointed directly to Sydney Claughlin. Leave on. She's not just winning. She's dominating in ways track hasn't seen since Bolt. Every time she steps on the track, fans expect something historic. That's rare in sport, and it's powerful. He believes Sydney's poise and discipline make her a natural ambassador for the sport. She represents excellence, but also relatability. She's humble, speaks about faith, resilience, and family. Those things resonate far beyond athletics. But Hughes also had a challenge for her. Sydney needs to be more visible, not just in post-race interviews, but on social platforms, in documentaries, in conversations about sport and society. Her story. A young woman from New Jersey who became the most technically perfect hurdler we've ever seen, could inspire millions if told the right way. Noah Lai, the entertainer, turning his focus. Hugh smiled when Noah Lai name came up. Noah gets it. He understands that sport is entertainment. When he dances, when he interacts with fans, when he speaks with boldness, he makes people pay attention. Even if they don't know track, they remember him. Hughes argued that the sport must embrace athletes like Lyles, not tame them. Some people say he's too flashy. I say he's exactly what we need. Usain Bolt wasn't loved just for winning. He was loved because he performed with joy. Noah carries that same torch. The coach suggested that meet organizers and broadcasters must highlight these moments. Put Lee's mic'd up before his race. Show his warm-up, his interactions. Fans crave access, and Noah is the perfect athlete to give it. Mondo Duplantis, the innovator. If Sydney represents discipline and Noah embodies charisma, Hughes described Mondo Duplantis as the genius. Pole vault is a technical masterpiece, but it rarely gets the spotlight. Mondo has changed that. He makes clearing 6M look like child's play, and every time he jumps, there's a world record feel. He's elevating the entire event. Hughes believes track and field must learn from tennis and golf by building individual, star-driven events. Imagine a prime-time showdown where Mondo goes head-to-head with the best vultures under the lights. That's entertainment. That's how you sell tickets. Sha'Carri Richardson, the spark of controversy and courage. The coach's tone softened as he turned to Sha'Carri Richardson. Shocker divides opinion. Yes, but she is unapologetically herself. That authenticity is gold in today's sports world. Hughes admitted her journey from suspension heartbreak to world champion sprinter could be the defining narrative. Track needs people root for redemption stories. Sha'Carri has lived hers in front of the world, and instead of hiding, she embraced the spotlight. That's bravery. Yet, he also warned she'll need guidance to balance the pressure in her platform. But if she continues to win, she could become the most famous female sprinter since FloJo. Beyond the stars. What the sport must do. While celebrating the athletes, Coach Hughes was clear that responsibility doesn't fall on their shoulders alone. The sport itself needs restructuring. Season. Format. The Diamond League is incredible, but most fans don't understand it. We need clear storylines, rivalries, points, and stakes that build toward a climax. Media access. Open the doors. Let cameras into warm-ups, locker rooms, and even training sessions. Fans want to know who these athletes are beyond their lanes. Digital storytelling. Every athlete should be part of short-form documentaries, podcasts, and viral content. The NBA doesn't just show games, it shows personalities. Track needs the same. Youth engagement. Bring stars into schools, create track mice, and link the sport with culture, music, fashion, lifestyle. That's how you reach the next generation. A shared responsibility. As the interview wounded down, Hughes leaned forward with conviction. Sydney. Noah, Mondo Shaker. They can't do it alone. Coaches, federations, sponsors, and broadcasters all have to step up. But if we work together, this sport doesn't just survive, it thrives. He paused, then added one final line. Track and field is the purest expression of human ability. If the world forgets that, it's on us. But if the world rediscovers it, it'll be because these stars reminded us why we fell in love with the sport in the first place. The hope of a new era. Back in the stadiums. The echoes of cheers from Laughlin. Levon's perfect stride. Lee's flamboyant celebrations, Duplantis' graceful flights, and Richardson's explosive finishes remain fresh in fans' minds. Whether or not track and field capitalizes on this golden generation will determine its place in the future of global sport. For Coach Hughes, the answer is simple. We already have the heroes. Now it's time to tell their stories. What Rob is proposing does seem like an interesting concept, don't you?